What would you call about dreams? Why do we then have certain dreams where our brain makes person who does not even exist in our life?
How many of you were caught speaking Latin in your dreams? Please tell me, is it even possible? Unfulfilled desires with respect to objects, they return to you in dreams. Desire has deep contempt for facts. I want to have $10 billion, irrespective of who I am. I won't look at my qualifications. I won't ask myself, what have you done to deserve $10 billion? There is desire. That's why desire is blind. It just wants. I want.
What would you call about dreams? Why do we then have certain dreams where we don't actually ever think about it, or our brain makes person who does not even exist in our life?
No. Not possible. In all your dreams, only your desires express themselves, and all desires have a material object at the other end. At one end stands the self, at the other end stands an object. That's the composition of all dreams, right? So, how many of you have dreamt the fifth dimension of space in your dreams? Possible? How many of you were caught speaking Latin in your dreams? Please tell me, is it even possible?
Not Latin, but yes, there was certain language which is understandable.
No, that language, this you can do.
Yes.
That is fine. That is not a language.
But even if I see Latin, I won't understand it is Latin or not, because
in Latin, maybe you got to have told yourself this is Latin. You see, only your experiences with respect to objects, unfulfilled desires with respect to objects, they return to you in dreams. There is nothing new or novel in dreams. Dreams can tell you something, but not anything new. They can only tell you who you already are. They cannot predict the future for you, but they can tell you what is lying buried in your mind. That's what dreams can do.
Then how does the time dilates in dream? There are a lot of time passed in dream, but what we see is when for the moment we sleep, let's say it is just a 1 hour nap.
Not just time, the entire universe, space, time, both, everything. Because in dream, there is liberation from the tyranny of facts.
How is it so?
Because that's what desire is all about. Does desire care for facts? Does desire care for facts?
No, but
please understand.
No.
Does desire care for facts? Yeah? So, you have a desire for Cleopatra. And centuries back, she is gone, dead. But in your dream, you can time travel and mate with Cleopatra. Because desire doesn't care for facts. If desire could care for facts, it would dissolve.
For example, there are certain physical limitations, right? For a 1 hour nap, how am I able to see months in
all
my dream?
Physical limitations are facts. Now that you are awake and conscious and respectful of facts, you will say there are limits. But please tell me, are there any limits to desire?
No.
Are there any limits to desire? That's what dreams about.
But if I desire, for example, if I am desiring of something, I will think about it, time will pass. And time will pass with its own pace. But in dreams, time does not pass with its own pace.
So that which you call as the speed of time is a fact. Dreams don't care for it. Because if time remains what it is, then you cannot have Cleopatra.
How is it arising then?
You want Cleopatra, that's all.
No, but how is it arising, the non-existence of the fact?
You just want it. There is a belief that if you can have Cleopatra, you will gain the ultimate fulfillment. That's the only reason. And then to have her, You can cook up any kind of distortion. You can even distort time. You can distort space. You can see yourself as one beautiful prince riding a horse, anything.
Then that means our mind is capable to think a lot of informations in very
Your
less
mind
time.
is capable of a lot of self-deception. Self-deception.
But that self-deception is also capability, isn't it?
Very dangerous capability.
Yes. But if during this self-deception I can play with time, I can play with the passage of time. So I can also play with while being conscious. Can I just dilate the time for
Yes,
me?
obviously you do that, don't you? Even when you are not dreaming, even when you are in this common state of consciousness called Jagrati, even when you are not in what Vedanta calls as Sapnavastha, even then you are playing all kinds of games with time. Huh? We know the speed of light cannot be exceeded, right? But if your girlfriend is on Jupiter, you will reach her in half a second. Even as you are awake, right now, aren't you thinking of her? She is the princess of Jupiter. Aren't you thinking of her? Please tell me. What happened to time now? What happened to the physical limits of the universe and the limit of speed of light? What happened to that?
And that's why you observe or see your dead loved ones in your dreams, because you
There's
desire your desire
There is
to have them back.
And desire has only contempt for facts.
So it is again something holding back to that.
Yes. Desire has deep contempt for facts. I want to have $10 billion, irrespective of who I am. I won't care for my fact. I want $10 billion. That's desire. I won't look at my qualifications. I won't ask myself, what have you done to deserve $10 billion? There is desire. That's why desire is blind. It just wants. I want. You can't cross question, but why do you want? It'll slap you back. That's how desire is.
So can you also elaborate in the role of the observer in such situations?
Observer sees this stupidity and smiles. What else can he do?
Yeah, but then it's also desires where it's in your dreams, even your perception, your logical perception is highly altered.
Gone, yes.
Where even if you do realize it's a dream, that is again like a inception of the dream itself.
But the thing is, the intensity and frequency of your dreams, that changes with your realization. When you are sorted out in your awakened state, the quality of your dreams, that changes.
Yeah.
The more unfulfilled desires you choose to carry, the more vivid, vibrant, and explosive your dreams are.
We were talking about beliefs. Aren't belief a product of your own experiences? So you want us to keep the experiences as from the participant's perspective?
Totally wrong. Those who believe, they avoid experience at all cost. Those who believe, yes. Do you know? A lot of people still say that man never experienced landing on the moon, because the moon is a thing of the gods. How can a mere man step on the moon? So they said that experience never happened.
For example, we see a lot of people that something good happens to them and then they connect it to God, right? And that is their belief, that something good happened because of God.
Yes.
So that is their belief. But if something wrong happens to somebody, the immediate reaction from their side is that there is no God.
What do you conclude from this? That belief is an agent to avoid responsibility.
Belief is self-deception.
Self-deception, irresponsible.
Not taking accountability of your own actions.
Unfortunately, it's not an accurate trait of human beings where we cannot rely on it for seeking truth.
Yes. So it's never good to rely on oneself. A thought arises, you want to quickly conclude, delay, postpone. Be a little skeptical. You know, these were all schools of thought.
Yeah.
Cynics, skeptics, but we have turned them into unfavorable words.
Yeah.
These were philosophers, the cynics, the skeptics. In fact, we hated the cynics so much, we gave them that name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
The root word was
Yeah,
cynicism.
yeah. No, a cynic means a dog.
Yeah. Cynicism, that's where.
Yes, so we hated them so much, we called them dogs. Yeah, because they didn't want to believe in what the society believed. So the society hated, because they called out all the lies. So we said, you're dogs. And they said, we celebrate dogs. Diogenes was a famous and leading cynic. He actually lived with dogs. He said, these are better than men. So I live with dogs.
In some contexts, yes, definitely. Like they're loyal and
Yes.
they're predictable to some degree.
So don't trust yourself too much. Know that this is programmed to self-deceive. Know that this is controlled by an algorithm you never wrote. Right? That this is just an intermediate product of evolution. No. So don't trust itself. Don't trust this too much.
Because like finding absolute truth wasn't really necessary for our evolution,
Well
like
said.
survival.
Very well said.
So like even if we were saying that we need this truth and we do that deception that we are having for that doesn't necessarily mean we just cannot handle the reality of truth itself. I think we can say it like that, where we just cannot comprehend in what ways we can achieve good.
It's a subjective thing.
Yeah.
It depends on your love. If you decide to make peace with restlessness, that is fine. But then there are those who say, well, there is this one life to live, and I want to explore it to the extreme. I want to drink it to the hilt. Getting it? It depends on your own love, your own intensity. Otherwise, you could simply say, eat, drink, be merry, have sex, die.
Yeah, that's why we need to put constraints to any of our beliefs or any of our ideas where it won't really universally apply. Like Newtonian laws were disproven by Einstein.
Yes. And even when you have to temporarily invest in a belief, because sometimes you are choiceless, then you must still remember that it is a belief, irrespective of my temporary approval of it. It is still a belief, just like scientific theories. You take them in, but they are always open to being falsified. One experiment and a long-standing theory can be falsified. So you must always have that honesty, that openness.
Yeah, openness this is what many of the masses lack.
Otherwise it becomes dogma.
Yeah, dogma.
Otherwise, you say, I have believed in this, my forefathers have believed in this has come to me from the gods. So therefore,
It's right.
it is not open to discussion. It can't be contravened. And if you do that, we'll accuse you of blasphemy and we'll lynch you.
Yeah.
No.
Unfortunately, many such believers held the position of power, which did reshape quite
because
a lot.
power is supplied by the crowds, and the crowds are mostly stupid.
Yeah, so essentially, the people who could influence the crowd were essentially the people who were powerful, than they were knowledgeable or wisdom wise.
Yes.
Would it be right to say that the answer is to know that you don't know anything, and eventually you be flexible and keep believing and then contradicting your own beliefs? Eventually you can falsify your own beliefs and believe in new ones.
Even the people with power were those who were derived by belief, because belief is something which will attract a lot of masses any day.
Allows you to be lazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And laziness is something which most of the people crave.
That is quite natural, right? We would want to expend the least amount of energy to achieve a task. So in a context, in a meaning, it's not really bad. It just depends on how we are applying it and where we are not applying it.
All is good.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. I guess.
All is well, I believe. Some supreme lord, a benevolent one, will take care of me, all is well. Let's go to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, there are some constants we are born with. All we can do is just deal.
Let's all go to sleep. Somebody will take care of us.
Yeah.
So this will eventually become a fact as well.
How? How will it become a fact? Huh? That some great python is waiting for you. And you are saying it will become a fact that all is well?
No, all are confirming to it, na. So that's why. Because there's no antithesis of it.
Fact is not a belief with consensus. Fact is not a belief approved by the crowds. What kind of definition is this? A fact is something that stands irrespective of subjective approval. That is what a fact is. Even if everybody says G is not 9.8 meter per second square, it still stays at that. That's a fact. A fact does not depend on the crowd. Shared illusions do not become reality, do they?
Yeah. I mean, this was a great insight for all of us over here. We all understood quite a bit. And like, again, we understood that we are observers, as in we need to be observers. That's a good insight that all masters should have, and hopefully this has reached to quite a lot of people. And we really appreciate and the time that you gave us answering the question, the discussion.
I'm glad.
Yeah, this was an great honor for us to have.
Thank you so much.
There are two bodies. One is the observer.
No, this is not the body. This is not the body.
Sorry. There are two things. One is the observer and another is a consumer. So is there some, if I am saying there is an observer self, so is there any supreme observer which is observing everything? Do we have something like that?
Yes, there can be one supreme observer here.
It can go till infinity like that.
And if this happens, then this happens. If these three have somebody behind them, then are these three observers or observed? Observed. Then they'll not be on that side of the cup, then they'll be on this side of the cup because they are the observed phenomena. Which means there can be only one observer always. If this observer has somebody behind him, then this one is no more an observer, it is the observed one.
So is it what called Advait we say?
You can call it Advait. Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it.
Right.
We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.